All right, here's your step-by-step tutorial about how to swing a kettlebell. First thing we need to talk about is your setup. Okay, so the setup's going to have a couple of different aspects to it. First is going to be how you're going to address the kettlebell. Okay, you want your feet be about shoulder width apart, around 5 to 15 degrees pointed out to the sides, based off the midline. From here, you're going to have the kettlebell placed out about 12 to 18 inches out in front of you. That's going to vary depending on body size, limb length, things like that. Once you got that set up, we're going to find your hips. So you're going to take your fingers, put them right below your anterior superior iliac spine, your ASIS, little fleshy pocket there. You're going to push back like so. So from the side, push back. Okay, push your butt out back behind your heels. You're going to feel that ASIS pinch on your fingers. Okay? So from here, you'll push back. Hands will come back out. Okay? So you want to have your shins almost vertical, but not quite. Okay, so a little bit of incline. The spine is neutral. Okay, so neutral spine, not a rounded back. We don't want to reach down for the kettlebell. From here, hands are going to go on the kettlebell. We have a crush grip. Okay, the lats are going to be pulled down, so tight. Okay, and one way to do that's kind of a crush grip on the handle. And then from here, you're going to hike the kettlebell back between your legs. Okay, and something called a hike pass. Okay, the hike pass is very important because it sets up the rest of the swing. If you have a lazy hike pass, you're going to have a poor swing. Okay, what you want to think about doing is taking your kettlebell, you're going to swing it or hike it high and tight up into the groin so that your the back of the arm lies on the rib cage. So from here, high and tight up into the body, you're going to maintain this kind of the squatty position of the hike pass as you do this. So from here, the hike pass will look like this. Find your hips down the bell, neutral spine, crush grip on the kettlebell. Okay? Keep your big toes engaged with the floor. Don't rock your weight back and forth in your feet. Stay rooted into the ground, and you just hike the kettlebell up high and tight up into your groin and back down. That's the hike pass. Side position. Find your hips, push back, crush grip, stay low, hike the bell, high up into the groin. Once you understand and you've mastered the hike pass, then it's time to actually swing the kettlebell. Okay, we're going to do this from the top of the swing and reverse engineer it back down to the hike pass. At the very top of the swing, the arm should be extended, straight out away, shoulders pulled back and down, not rounded out in front. Good grip on the kettlebell. Okay, at this position, the kettlebell will be floating. Okay. From here, that position, core is on nice and tight, kind of like you're expecting a punch. Quads are squeezed, so the knees are straight, but not hyperextended back behind you. So just straight, quads are tight, glutes are tight. So core, glutes, quads, lats are down. Okay? Shoulders are not up. Okay? What we want to do as that bell is descending down from here, we're going to wait for the bell to get to be at about rib height. We're going to go back into that good hip hinge from here, and then right back up again, okay? So the bell falls, we let it drop, we let it drop, we let it drop. So when the bell is right around the ribs, midsection, at that point, we break our lockout position and then bring the kettlebell back up high into the groin, allowing the arms staying straight to align along the rib cage, the hands up through here. Wrists in a kettlebell swing, always above the knees, okay? We never will swing a kettlebell with the wrists below knee level, all right? So here's your kettlebell swing. Find your hips, neutral spine, head and eyes up. Feet are locked into the ground. Keep your big toe on the floor. Okay? From here, we're gonna backswing or hike pass up into our swing. There's your kettlebell swing. You may have noticed while I was swinging the kettlebell that I had a certain tempo to my breathing. Okay? That breathing is a biomechanical match to the swing. So what does that mean? That means when you're achieving lockout, okay, you want to have a forced exhale. That's that, okay? That forced exhale, that air coming through a smaller hole through the mouth will create intra-abdominal pressure, keep the core on nice and tight, which helps, along with the glute lockout, protect your lower back. On the downswing, that's when we're going to get a little sniff of air in. Okay, through the nose, we'll come up, out through the mouth. Like so. So the breathing is very important so that you don't hold your breath and you have some air coming on and some air coming out. It's neither a full inhale and it's neither a full exhale. You want to operate in about that middle 50% of each. Here's a side view of the full kettlebell swing from start to finish. Okay, 12 to 18 inches out in front, feet are locked into the floor. Find your hips, push your butt back. Crush grip on the bell, shoulders are pulled back. Okay, good hike pass. And we're done. Okay. One last tip, it's very important that when you're swinging the kettlebell, you're not lifting with the hands. If you notice when I was swinging, the kettlebell extended straight out from my arms. The bell wasn't below the hands and it wasn't very much higher than the hands. What we have there is if it's under the hands, the bell's under the hands, you're under swinging or underpowering the swing. And if it comes flying up over the hands, you're overpowering the swing. So somewhere right about neutral with a hand is ideal.